Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be match number 3 here for CCSW. R6, we, of course, are getting into it. I am Brimstone, joined by Fraser and Ace here as well. We've had 2 great matches so far today. The first one being Team Queen, versus Spies. Queen taking that one. Hellside versus Endpoint. Endpoint taking that one. A big decisive match for Endpoint. And which is interesting now because leading into this next match with Titanium Cloud Esports and the Divina, coming into the day, Titanium Cloud was mathematically still in the race, but after that victory by Endpoint, it actually unfortunately does put them out. So that puts us at an interesting point here. We've got 2 teams now that are out of the race for that playoff position. So the question now becomes, what are we playing for? We're coming in here. What can we take away from this game coming up? And what are our motivations going in? So if you're Titanium Cloud, as I said, unfortunately finding out just now that you're out of it, what are you looking forward to in this match that you're going to take out of it? How about you, Fraser? What do you think?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a community tournament or a
Hmm.
community league. We're all here to have fun. We're here
Yeah.
to play competitively. And at the end of the day, a lot of these players, wouldn't have necessarily had the opportunity to play in a competitive environment such as this
Hmm.
if it wasn't for CCS Women's League. So I think a lot of them are just going to be happy to be here. They want to play. They want to have some fun, and hopefully everyone has a good time. That's what matters.
Hmm. Now, I mean, of course, if we leading up, hopefully we're going to be doing this again. You're taking notes, you're taking points on players, on teams, everything like that. So everything's still another learning opportunity, whatever the next step within their Siege careers might be. What also is interesting is PENTA Divina, although they didn't come into this match still mathematically into it or in the race, last week they came off of a match against Queen where they took 4 rounds, which at this point is still the most that any team has done. So carrying that momentum into the game, do you think they're feeling good coming into it?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd be very confident right now if I was Penta Divina Victoria. I mean, they've seen how TC have played previously. They know that, yeah, they're a decent team. They've got a solid lineup. They know how they like to play, and I imagine they'll probably have a fair amount of momentum coming into this.
Hmm. Definitely. Now, as these players have to get to know each other, I think we should also get to know these players. We'll go into the rosters here, let you guys get to know them a bit as well with us here. So we've got Titanium Cloud Esports featuring Lullaby, Manoka, Jennifer, Pixel, and Bogey, and they'll be going up against Penta Divina featuring Connie, Tina, Issa, Tiffy, and Eva or Ava. I'm pretty sure it's Ava actually, if I might stand corrected on that. So we've got lineups. I feel like I'm repeating the same point here again, but both of these teams actually do feature players where, despite the team's success, we've seen a lot of impressive play from a lot of these players, which does still set up for an exciting matchup here. Was there any player last week that you saw, Fraser, that would particularly interest you coming into this week?
I mean, one player for each team. Pixel Connie actually. Connie pretty much was MVP of the game versus Team Queen. She did exceedingly well, got double digits against Team Queen, and I think that's going to show today.
Yeah, definitely. And so they'll be getting an idea of each other as well. As we were talking about, it's all about learning. It's all about playing these matches, finding out as much as you can, and about learning maps as well. So they'll be able to, maybe at this point, maybe the weight's off your shoulders. You'll be able to go into these maps, try out some strats that you're maybe not too worried about showing off at this point, work on some things. So what map do you think that they'd like to look at here if you're Penta Divina? What are you looking for?
Well, I mean, I would definitely want to be playing Clubhouse, but I get the distinct impression it's probably not going to happen. Possibly something else, something Coastline. I think
Mhm.
that's
Always a fun map.
always a
Always
fun
fun.
map. I don't like it, but
How about you, Ace? If you could play one map right now where the weight is lifted up off of your shoulders, what would it be?
I think, as you've commented on, there's so much still to be learnt, and these are competitive players. It's about the excitement of playing. It's about, you look across any professional sport you look across, any esport, it's about, these players they'll compete over who picks a penny up off the floor. It's about competing over absolutely anything that you can, and it's just having that nature within you. So don't, make no mistake, these girls are going to be here to play and they're going to be here to win. I think in terms of map choice, to answer your question, for me, I'd be thinking, let's keep it simple. Let's go somewhere like Border where we can just get in there, mix it up, have a lot of fun, play aggressive, and just take the gunfights. And like you said, just use it as an opportunity, A, to learn, but B, just to build a bit of confidence as well. Maybe get the win under the belt again. Like you say, this could potentially be happening again in future. Or, you start looking towards other tournaments, the mixed gender tournaments, etc. Get in there and just give yourself the confidence to go forward into those other arenas as well.
So if the girls or the Siege Gods are listening, I think Ace wants Border. I'm not sure. I'm just going to throw that one out there, but I think that's the map that he's looking for. But I think it's important now to find out where we are going for sure. So let's get into the map ban phase, and we'll find out where, in fact, we are going.
So we're going to be looking towards the game Titanium Cloud Esports versus Penta Divina Victoria. You've got Ace of Pyrite with you and Fraser, who will be casting all the action. Where are we going to throw down, Fraser? I know you keep writing Clubhouse off. It keeps going off the table for you. I keep asking for Border or Consulate. Surely one of us has got to be right at some point.
I highly doubt we're going to play Border. I imagine Titanium probably going to want to ban that out. That's one of the most banned maps. As well as Bank. I don't think they like either of those two maps so far. Probably one of C maps. One of Clubhouse, Coastline, Consulate. Probably one of them. I doubt Cafe. Very highly doubt Villa.
I very highly doubt Villa, as we've seen it banned out now. I'm going to take you up on that one, and I'm going to agree with you. That's step one. We've also got Bank off the table as well. So Border, Clubhouse, still in the running here, Fraser.
I'm thinking it's going to be a technical map. I doubt it's going to be Border. It's a balanced map. Both teams.
Border still in the running, Fraser. Cafe and Coastline go next.
I don't want to eat my words here, but please, please. Ban out Border.
I think I used to pull my map picking look last week.
Thank you.
There we go. Border gets taken off the board. That leaves us with the option of Consulate or Clubhouse. I like both of them. Consulate being probably my favourite map to watch, but I'm with you. I mean, you said that we wouldn't see a Clubhouse, Fraser. You did promise me.
Like, all right, no, okay. Like, I doubt it's going to be Clubhouse. I really hope it's not going to be a Clubhouse.
There we go. It's Clubhouse, I'm afraid, Fraser. We're going to be heading in there for at least 7 rounds of action. We've had some quick games so far tonight. Queen winning 7-3 and Endpoint winning 7-1. Will we see a bit of a closer battle here, do you think?
I mean, I hope so. They're both incredible teams. They've got a lot of potential. Both of them have players that are capable of clutching out. I think it's going to be an interesting one to watch. I think it's going to come down to the wire.
I hope it does, because I've said this countless times before. We could easily look at this and think we've got two teams that are a bit lower down in the league, and we could have expectations coming into this game. But I've said it countless times, and I will countless more, I'm sure. If you've got 2 evenly matched teams in Siege, you will have an entertaining game. It doesn't matter, whether it's G2 versus Empire. It doesn't matter whether it's 2 teams in a Go4. It generally doesn't matter. Just get 2 evenly matched teams who want to play off against each other and want to go at each other for the win, and you're going to have a lot of fun. So hopefully that's what we're going to see tonight.
It's a quick prepared ban right there by Penta Divina Victoria. Very fast and slight in that one. So imagine they're probably fully prepared to play without Habana, leaving just Maverick and Thermite in play as hard breachers. TCA also going for a second ban here. Wonder who it's going to be. Thatcher? Interesting, that's fair enough. Thatcher's a very solid pick. It's going to make it a lot harder to take top floor, especially CCTV. Interesting that they ban that out, especially when they're attacking first. Curious to see what's going to be coming out next. Echo, fair enough. Do you have any idea on who the last man's going to be?
I'd say probably Mirror. It's usually the one that we see here on Clubhouse. I'm not really sure how valuable Mirror is on Clubhouse. We've not seen her for a long time, so it's sort of difficult to call it. Maestro would be another good shout, very popular for holding Garage. Kaid, not too much of a surprise. It frees up those hatchers. So we've got Thatcher off the board and Kaid off the board. That pretty much, I think, follows on from the Thatcher ban. Because the Thatcher's off there, you really don't want Kaid's applied to hatchers at that point because it makes it very, very difficult to clear them off. So that's no surprise to see that.
Yeah,
We do have Mirror available. I like Mirror, and she's not used much on this map because she's banned out an awful lot of the time. But like I said, there's some uses for her up in cash and CCTV, but elsewhere, I think she's fairly limited.
I feel like Mira's mostly fallen out of favour for a lot of teams, mostly because it's like you're not going to strat to play Mira. You're not going to prepare strats specifically with Mira there as a focal point or as a central point of your strat, because chances are she's probably going to get banned out, and there goes your plan. There's not another operator that can really replace Mira. You know, so if you have that key to your defense strats, what are you going to do if she's banned?
I think teams have just got used to playing without her as well. Yeah. She just sees such a high ban rate that, like you say, even when she is available, you don't have strats there prepared to use her because what's the point? Because she gets banned out so much. And attacking wise, you know, again, you're just used to attacking the sites in different ways now. So I'd like to see Mirror come back into the meta a little bit. She has really died off because of the bans, and she's one of my favourite operators. I really enjoy playing Mirror, and I think she really turned the game on its head when she came in Velvet Shell. She really mixed things up. She made completely, you know, impossible sites suddenly viable, and I think she changes a bomb site more than probably any other operator on this game.
Yeah, I mean, simply having the mirror window there adds another step for the attackers to kind of hurdle there. They have to get out the mirror window. How are you going to do that? Are you going to do it with either rotating around it and flanking it, or are you going to do it with like a twitch drone? Vice versa. It adds so much more complexity to it in an already complex attack execute. However, we're not seeing mirror being brought out just yet. We are having the Mozzie, however. I am a big fan of the Mozzie. I think this is very good plan so far being brought out by TC. Getting Dart opened up very quickly there. Within 30 seconds, Mozzie's still playing upstairs. I imagine she'll be trying to delay as much time as possible. Connie going for a wide peek there, not landing any killing blows, however. Leaving Manoka to open up stop door.
So we can see some good early progress here, but we've got the Mozzie out on the roam. This is something that we don't always see too often on this site, but it can be very successful getting those top floor players that can then really come in and make an impact. We'll see how that one pans out for Penta here. We've got shots onto the gridlock, and that will be a good first kill there for Connie onto Lullaby, but that will be traded straight back out by Bogey. Getting the headshot as well. Great kill moving in. That's the Blackbeard off the board, so that's always a tricky operator to be able to deal with. That face shield, we know how powerful that can be, so that is a good first kill there for the defenders. We can see now a further challenge, and I already commented on Isa up there on the Mozzie. You really have to deal with that top floor roam because Clubhouse is a map where you can move side to side very quickly and you can hassle different flanks. They have to do something about this Mozzie, otherwise they're going to lose the round to her.
Yeah, I mean, this is a perfect example of why you do a room clearance on the top floor and then push down. Having that Mozzie up there, it's 1 minute left, and you still need to clear out that Mozzie before you can go for a plan. Otherwise, she's going to rotate behind you. She's going to shoot you in the back. She's going to see for you from the back. We've got Jennifer upstairs going for a roam clear on her own. Doesn't appear that there's anyone drawing her out. However, Mozzie, Issa, she's already dropped down. She's already downstairs. And there's 40 seconds left. And Thermite's upstairs. Why?
Perfect time wasting from the Mozzie, just moving around. Again, I've said this about the Roamers, be slippery, you know, don't let them ping you down. Eve getting a great kill onto Pixel there, so that now leaves us 4 versus 2, and Titanium Cloud have got an awful lot of work to do. Jennifer just moving back down those main stairs, but I think this is going to be too little too late. 15 seconds nearly left to go, and we've got Manoka and Jennifer with an awful lot to do. We can see now that Mozzie of Isa still hasn't been dealt with, is able to hassle them from the top floor. Tyne will get the final kill with a goo mine after Eve gets that kill onto Jennifer, and that will be first round going in favour of Penta Divina Victoria.
Out of all of the ways that you could die in this game, dying to a Guman is probably one of the most embarrassing. I'll admit that. Very good hold there by Divina Victoria. I really like that. I like the time wasting by Issa. I wasted a lot of time, and she wasn't even fragged out. She wasn't even killed. So, in essence, the run clearance failed.
It did indeed. They were completely just left to hassle them on the flanks repeatedly. Even when that final push in the last 20 seconds was coming down, there was still vertical pressure from the Mozzie. Nothing was done about that, and that's something that they were really going to have to be aware of when they go back to that site. I think it's easy with Church and Arsenal to just get sort of tunnel vision onto the site because it's so often played as a turtle site. That's probably what's happening. So we'll just focus everybody down there, but teams get too carried away with getting in and getting those hatches open. You really do need to make sure that the map is clear before you do that.
I'm kind of curious about how you would play Gridlock in this situation. Would you save the track singers for your flanks and like staircases and stuff like that, or would you use them as it appeared Morocco was planning on doing as a post plant, covering the diffuser, covering sight in it? Like how would you do it? How would you play
I
it?
think, to be honest, I think the tracks have a much greater impact on flanks. I think cutting down those flanking, those flanking opportunities, slowing operators down, just creating that noise, that just real sort of deterrent, if you will, to moving around the flanks and getting at your sides is far more important than the impact you see. At the point where the diffuser's down, the defenders can run in and just absolutely blitz them with the rifle. It doesn't matter because you know where they're heading. So it just really doesn't matter. They're having to come in. I'm not saying there's no value to using them in a post plant. Of course there is. It's just more situational.
Yeah.
As a flank watch, it's just useful every single round.
That's entirely fair. Yeah, we're seeing a Caveira being brought out here by Acer. Gonna be curious to see whether she'll be able to stay hidden for long or whether she's going to get droned out and surrounded. I don't believe she's been droned out thus far. It doesn't look like anyone droned out into Strip Club. Could allow her to push up behind the IQ.
If I had to make a guess based on the last round, it would be that this was going to happen. We're going to see an interrogation. It's once again down to just lax approach from Titanium Cloud, not droning out, not being aware of the Caveira being on the board there. She's kept herself hidden. I'd be interested to know if she was picked up during the preparation phase. If she was, there has to be a focus on where is that Caveira and how do we get to her. Caveira is an operator that is very easily dealt with if you know that she's on the map. You basically go and find her. Two of you challenge her at range. Her gun is really not a gun to be challenging at range with. Connie will come out and get another kill there onto Bogey, leaving us now in a 2 versus 5. And once again, it's down to Jennifer and Manoka, and they've got it all to do here.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredibly unfortunate there for the IQ to die and get interrogated like that. I mean, I'm not quite sure how many interrogations have happened throughout this league. However, I imagine it's going to be in the single digits. I imagine probably like 2 or 3. Nice kill going off by Jennifer onto Tina. That is a Legion down. However, 1 minute left. 2v4. Tiffy's very low health on the Maestro. However, it's not enough. Eve getting a kill onto Jennifer, taking her down, leaving it just up to Minoka. Full health, sitting outside of Garage, holding on to a long angle in Garage.
Unfortunately, this is not the point to be holding on to angles. That's what she needs to do. Get in there, get aggressive, gets a great kill onto Tiffy, and just gets things moving for herself. Out come those stingers. I think she's aware of somebody down in the bottom of Garage. She will get a sniff of Jaeger there, but will not be able to do anything about it as Connie moves in, takes the opportunity, and gets that final kill, giving a second round to Penta. And I tell you what, looking at this Penta Divina side, they're not looking like a second from bottom side to me.
No, I'm incredibly impressed with how they played. Not only today, but last week as well, and the week before that. They have consistently learned from their mistakes. This is the second week in a row, I believe, that they played Clubhouse, and it's showing they're a lot more confident with their defense so far. Simply bringing the Caveira and knowing that they previously brought it, that would be such a psychological factor for the attackers, for TC. I'd always be wondering, hey, until we've confirmed who the 5 who the 5 defenders are, I'd be worried about having that Caveira interrogation again.
Absolutely. Like I said, there was just there didn't seem to be any recognition from Titanium Cloud that Caveira was on the map, or if there was, there certainly wasn't enough attention paid to it. I don't think Caveira is a particularly strong operator. I think the counter to her and the way that you deal with her is reasonably simple. And for that reason, she doesn't generally have too much impact on a round. The rounds that she will impact are the rounds where she is ignored. And that is exactly what happened there.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that the IQ will probably disagree with you there and say that it was pretty significant. However, you know, not bringing in Caveira out again, that's fair. That's a smart idea. Played it once, they've realised how effective it is. They're not going to overplay it now. They're going to play slow, keep calm. You've got the advantage. Why waste it?
I totally agree with you in terms of how impactful she was on that round. But yeah, the interrogation is a very powerful tool. It's just so difficult to apply that keeps Caveira for me down the rankings as like, you know, a lower grade operator in terms of power. And it's why we don't see too much of her. But moving into round number 3 proper, we are 20 seconds here, and Titanium Cloud making some progress towards that jacuzzi wall by the looks of things. We're going to have a gym and bedroom objective, so they're no doubt going to want to take control of that side of the map. We're looking at the west side there to get that jacuzzi wall open. I don't know if we're going to have any bandit tricking going on from Isa. It certainly looks like she's behind that wall and ready to give it a go. We won't obviously see any any EMPs coming in because Thatcher has been banned out. So this one could be a little tricky now. They have to get the bandits cleared off. They're using the mute jammer to prevent the Twitch drone getting in. This is looking pretty solid defense of Jacuzzi Wall here.
Yeah, I mean, an ideal situation right now would be that you'd use the Zofia and the Capitao to try and firebolt the wall, get banned off the wall, or grenade it, or use the Zofia lifelines. And it looks like that's what they're attempting to do here. Yeah, Zofia lifeline gets one, and Minoker quickly fragged out, however, by Connie, the Jaeger, running out. Capitao getting a kill onto Issa. That is a bandit dead. The wall's now opened up. This is a solid situation for the attackers to be in right now. They're prepared to go for that bathroom wall in a second. Tiffy holding on from the main staircase.
Jennifer just holding the angle there, having a look into sight, see what she can see. We are 4 versus 4 here, and some good early progress this time from Titanium Cloud, getting that jacuzzi wall open. And that is a bit slack from them. Connie moving in and getting the kill onto Lullaby. If you're going to play at the gym window, you always have to be aware of the angle into cash. And for me, that once again comes down to not droning, not recognising who is where in the map, and not taking that operator out of cash. But Jennifer will move in and get a good headshot onto the Legion. So that now leaves us in a 3 versus 3. Connie just moving, getting ready to potentially head back to site from cash. We'll take that barricade down. Out comes the C4 toss from the mute, but that will force the defenders back and will not be detonated at this point. Bogey with a kill onto even. That now leaves us in a 3 versus 2, and the defenders have it all to do. A second one will be hit from the same location. Come on, you've got to learn these lessons. You've got to pick up where the operators are in the map. Jennifer gets a great kill onto Tiffy. Connie has a job ahead of her here. It's a triple kill. It's a quad kill. This could be an ace. The diffuser's going down. She will see it, and that will be the ace. Just as the diffuser comes in, she'll just move in now. Nice and simple. On the counter diffuse. Great round from Connie.
Absolutely fantastic play there by Connie. Again, she is proving absolutely pivotal to Divina Victoria. Full ace there, I believe that was. Fantastic play by her. I'm surprised that she was able to get as many kills from CC window. That should have been shut down by the attacks. However, fantastic work by there by Connie. Fantastic.
Connie going absolutely huge for a team with an ace there, and I think it was a quad killing round. I think she's had, obviously she's had 4 kills previously. I think 3 of those came in one of the other rounds as well. So having an absolute field day so far, Connie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too surprised with this. I mentioned it earlier on. Connie, she is just terrifying at this game. There's so many players within CCS Owens that are just so intimidating. And you just watch them play, and they're playing the same operators that we normally play when me and you are playing Ace. They're playing the same maps that we play, but they're just using them so much more effectively, and they're getting so many more kills than you do, Ace. I'm not gonna lie, sorry.
To be fair, that's because I'm moderately terrible, Fraser. You've played with me, you know that there's one job that I can do in this game, and that's get the diffuser down.
I mean, yeah. I mean, great work so far by Divina Victoria.
Respect your planter. Always
Hey,
respect your planter.
I respect my planters, all right? Just not you. No offense. Sorry. Just everyone else, all right? Every other planter except for you. I'm sorry.
That's absolutely fair. So heading into round number 4 then. We are 3-0 in favour of Penta Divina Victoria, and they are certainly bucking the trend that we've seen for them through the entire season, and now really finding their motivation, their pace. They're really finding their stride here. They've had 4 rounds off Queen last week, and now they're coming in with a very good showing here against Titanium Cloud.
Yeah,
they really are adapting well. They're doing well out on the roam. We've seen the Caveira used to great effect. I think there is mistakes coming from Titanium Cloud. As I've said once or twice, just a bit frustrated with their droning, with their lack of understanding of where the operators are in the map, getting hit from bedroom. The hit on the gym window twice by Connie in that last round. You really do need to be rotating and picking those operators up. You can't allow them to stay in those powerful positions.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best lessons that TC can learn from this, I think, would be flank watch. Get your flank cam set, make sure that the other team can't get into a position where they can shoot you in your side without you knowing about it. Issa getting droned out there inside of construction. Hopefully that's going to result in a push by at least 2 of the attackers, and hopefully it's not going to be a solo push by the sledge. Connie pushing up inside a garage, trying to help out there, get spotted out, but is otherwise still intact inside a garage.
It's strange. The droning's happening,
yeah,
but nothing's happening with it. So they've found out where Connie is. They've found out where Isa is, but then there's been no challenge, no pressure put onto them. Connie's now allowed to run out of garage, somewhere that they already knew that she was, because she hasn't been pressured. She hasn't been forced to move. Isa has moved on the Caveira, so they droned her out 30 seconds ago, but she's long away from where she was at that point. Jennifer will get the kill onto Connie running out, who does get her down out onto the little roof there. We can see Isa very unlucky in the timing of her movement, will jump over the balcony. Lullaby reacts fantastically and just whips round and gets the kill there. So that now leaves us in an effective 5 versus 3 here. But don't be misled. The attackers, all 5 of them, still up on the top floor. We've got Gridlock now moving into kitchen. Only 50 seconds to go, and still a lot of work to be carried out here.
Yeah, this is much stronger round going on for TC. It looks like they have all of their players still alive. They're going to go in for a plant in a second. Hopefully they're just getting set up for now. Opened up inside of motor. They're flashed outside of Dart. And Bandit getting killed off from Dart. Bogey getting a kill nice onto Ever, leaving it just up to Tima and Tiffy on the Legion and Maestro. 25 seconds left. Tiffy getting a nice kill onto Bogey. That's a headshot right there. Leaving it. Ooh, that's diffuser down as well inside a motor. Leaving it a 2v2 now.
This is the last-minute bloodbath that we always see in Church and Arsenal, and the Maestro Alda just being put to fantastic use. Menorca takes control of things, though, and gets herself straight into sight, collects the diffuser, and shots are coming out there, and will drop the diffuser, but ultimately the final kill comes in, and that will be the round. Pixel getting things finished off for Titanium Cloud there. Good first round on the board for them.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see the desperation coming out there by the Legion. As soon as she runs out of ammunition for that T5, she swaps over to her sidearm, but that's just not enough. She kills, I believe it's Minoka. But unfortunately, yeah, push from the side, gets killed off by an SMG Lim. It's good first round for the attackers, I guess.
It gives them a little bit of a foothold in the game. They need to use that now. They really need to start building some momentum on the back of that. They can't allow that to just be a one-off. They droned better that round, but I still don't think they used that information particularly well. I think they were a little bit lucky on that Caveira kill. Lullaby moving up the stairs. I'm not sure 100% that she was aware that the Caveira was up there. It was Caveira's movement that allowed her to then whip round and get the kill. Great reflexes, great kill, nonetheless. So I think they ultimately sort of cleared those roamers out a little bit better, but still left themselves very short of time. I think if Legion gets the kill sooner on the diffuser there before running out of all that ammunition and can then play the life game and keep herself away from the fight, then I think that's probably a different outcome. I think that was pretty much down to the wire still there.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of as you said there. I feel like this is actually the opposite of Spies in that last game, where they had people, they just didn't have any drones. In this case, they've got drones, but they just don't have any players to back up the drone, right? So a lot of the drone work's just going to waste because the defenders are allowed to roam with little to no contest upstairs. Hopefully we're going to see a bit of an impact here. Hopefully TC are able to roam clear upstairs, get rid of, I believe it's probably going to be Issa again upstairs, I would imagine. If not, it looks like most of the defenders are downstairs, playing a lot more passively, a lot more defensively now. Issa,
Not too much of a surprise. They didn't have too much of an impact out on the roam that game. We can see Issa now. She's always keen to get out on the roam. She's obviously a Cav main at heart, just getting out there on the Mozzie and just, again, seeing what she can hassle on the flanks, just pinging where she's getting sounds coming in from the drone. Will come in there. She's got to hit those shots on the drone and get it taken out of play. We'll move back to site. But not too much of a surprise to see more of a turtle defense this time out. Like I said, they didn't really gain too much from the roam. But that is, again, it's a good quality for PENTA Divina to have. It's just showing that adaptability to think, right, actually that didn't really pan out, so how are we going to defend this site differently, rather than just trying to do the same thing and expect a different result.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that will try and just force a map or force a specific site and force a specific kind of play. It looks like Connie spawning out the sledge upstairs, likely calling that out. Gotta go for a C4, but it's gonna miss. And that's Pixel managing to barely survive there. Full health, didn't get hit at all.
Just a little bit slow on making the decision to get the nitro out there. It's one of those, especially when operators are moving around, you've got to be very quick on it. Menorca just moving down blue corridor. There'll be a double kill coming in there for TC. So that will now leave us in a 5 versus 3. And the defenders really starting to struggle down here on Church and Arsenal, having lost it last round as well. But we did see a flurry of kills late in the round. Are we going to see the same? Connie gets the first onto Menorca, but leaves her very, very low health at this time. Borgie's moving down. She's aware that there is somebody present, gets a kill. Meanwhile, Lullaby gets one of her own onto Issa. That now leaves Maestro, Tiffy all alone. And a huge job to do here, 1 versus 4, but we know that the Alder is capable. Not this time, though. No matter how much you can just hold that trigger finger down, it won't be enough as Bogie moves in and gets the final kill with the IQ, and that will be another round in the favour of TC, and this is exactly what they needed for a momentum shift.
Yeah, that was an incredibly solid kind of collapse onto site there. They had the sledge upstairs and kitchen, open up vertical control down into like kind of lockers area about the boxes, whilst pushing through blue and dot, I believe that was. Really good play by them. I like that. I like how confident they were with doing that. They weren't necessarily as passive as I might expect them to be kind of in that situation. So really good play by them.
Great indeed. Interesting. You know, I love to see teams come back into fixtures 7-0, 7-1. They're really not my favourite fixtures in Siege. I love to see the 7-5s. I love to see teams battling it out to that final round. And hopefully that's something we're going to see this time around. 3-2 coming into round 6. This will be the final defensive round for PENTA Divina now. They managed to get themselves back upstairs after the round rotation allows this site to be played again. I'm sure they're going to be comfortable up here. They had a very good outing last time they played here. I think it'll be more of the same for them. They'll get somebody off on the roam. We've got Issa on the Caveira. That needs to be picked up this time. We've seen her getting picked up on the drone, but that's not enough. She needs to be located and she needs to be challenged very quickly after that, because inevitably what normally happens when a Caveira is located, the first thing they try to do, and we've seen it from Issa a couple of times, is they try to relocate. They want to be hidden as much of the time as they can. So they'll try and move away, they'll try and relocate. So that's why you need people nearby immediately. Now, there's your answer. That's a real waste from Issa there. I'm disappointed to see that. Trying to use the impact nade to take out the drone. They are important, but those impact nades can be a real lifeline for Caveira. So that could, well, watch out for that. That could come back to bite her if she can't rotate away from a fight. But They like to stay hidden, the Caveras, and so you want to be close by when they get drawn, because the first thing they're going to do is they're going to try and move. They're going to try and rotate to a new hiding spot. And so if you're in place with the angle, you're going to wait for them to move across. You'll pick them up on the rotate. As it is, let's see what happens with that Cavera and how well she gets dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see Issa play potentially another roamer, which is the Vigil. I feel like Vigil is a lot more aggressive in terms of holding specific positions, rather than, as you said, running away as soon as they get droned out. Connie getting a kill onto Bogey, set IQ down, and his sledge down. Nice work by Connie getting a double kill there.
Quick kills coming in for TC here now, leaving us. Sorry, Lullaby getting the kill there, but losing 2 in the meantime. Quick kills it was for Penta, so that now leaves us in a 4 versus 3. We've got Connie on low health, but all the attackers are still on full health. Eva's just holding back here on the cash stairs. The drones are going to come in. Jennifer's going to locate her, but they're going to have to disrupt that bandit, move them away. We've seen the flashbangs used already. There may not be any more of those available. Connie now just trying to move around those gridlock tracks that are being put out to prevent the flank. We can see more utility being used to get Thermite into the planting spot. Connie gets too aggressive and moves on to Lullaby's gun, allows her to get the kill. Jennifer getting a plant on default spot here. Eva moves in and gets a nice double kill for her team. That's exactly what Penta needed here. Manoka now has an absolute mountain to climb. 1 versus 3. She has got good HP on her side, but the diffuser is down, and the defenders have now just retired back deeper into sight, and Manoka is going to have to be the aggressor here. Hard pings coming out as well, possibly from a Maestro cam. Things are not going to be easy. Oh, it won't be Maestro. He's not on the board, but it must be either... I really hope it's not the default cam, because that could just be shot out. I'm not seeing... There could be a bulletproof possibly somewhere in there. But at the minute, yes, we see the bulletproof down there at the bottom of Catwalk. Thank you to the Siege gods for that it's not the default cam that's been allowed to be used. Manoka gets the first kill of 3 that she needs onto Issa. That now leaves her in a 1 versus 2, but time is ticking away and not on her side. She's going to have to get in here. She's going to have to do something. Start planting this diffuser. She moves in and gets it collected. Outgo the gridlock tracks. Great use of those there. The goo mine could come in absolutely clutch. There is... no time to get the diffuser down once those goo mines are taken out, and that shows the power of Legion in the late round there.
You do have to appreciate how patient Divina Victoria were with that. They had a 2 or 3 man advantage. It would have been very easy for them to say, hey, okay, there's 1 person left. Let's rush them. It would have been very easy for them to do that, but they don't do that. They put kind of time appreciation above frags, and they wait it out. And unfortunately for Manoka, 2 goo mines are in the way. She can't get the plant down, and that's another round 1 for Divina Victoria, moving them now over to attack. Ash being brought out by Connie. That's going to be something to behold.
Always like to see, obviously we've seen Connie be aggressive so far. She's had some great kills. So yeah, get her on the Ash. She's hitting shots. True Ash Jaeger main there. Just get her out there, let her on the entry and see if she can pick up a couple of quick kills for you. Because at this point, that's what Penta need now. They've lost a couple of rounds to TC in that defensive phase, but they're going to be quite happy coming out of that 4-2. What they need is a couple of quick attacking rounds on the board, just to show that they're not defenders only, and just to really push them forward and keep that momentum. Momentum's so important in Siege. If you know, the other team gets on top of you a little bit, all of a sudden you don't feel like you're hitting your shots. You feel like everything's just a little bit of a struggle, and things get more and more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, you've kind of hit the nail on the head there. The kind of operators that the defenders have brought out here, that's actually going to slow down the attackers quite a fair bit, especially when they try and go in for that plant. I mean, you've got the Maestro, you've got the smoke, 2 plant denial operators, you've got the castle. It's going to waste a lot of time or utility to bond away from them. Unfortunately, we do have the Ash and the Maverick to get rid of castle barricades. I like this. It's a solid lineup by both teams. I do prefer the defender lineup. I think that's a bit stronger. I would have liked to have seen a second ACOG. To be honest, I think that would have been a lot more valuable, especially if you bring like a Doc or somebody. Just to waste more time and hold them at bay a lot longer.
So we can see the Maverick being used this time to open up those hatches. So we're going to be applying possibly a little bit of a logistics element into the push here, which I like. Pixel getting a great first kill onto Connie. So that's going to be the Ash off the board. And that is exactly what you want. That entry operator just being denied that opportunity to get in and get the kills. Issa just holding an angle from bedroom window there. But we'll need to be aware of the cash window. If anybody jumps up and has a little look out there, it has been it's been castled off there. So just need to be careful, but I'm not sure what's been done with the cash window, if that one's available for a jump out maybe, but they do need to be careful at this point because they've got two operators out there just holding angles on those. We can see the Maverick holes being used in reverse effect there by the Maestro of Lullaby. Issa gets the kill onto Pixel though, and that will level things up for Penta. They need to push on from here. They need to either be getting the bandits cleared off this east wall, or they need to be moving on. As we can see, it's not possible at the moment, I don't think, for them to get it open. Although it looks like the bandit might have been cleared off the Maverick side now. So that allows the Thermite to get the charge on there, but it will be bandit trick straight away because the Capitao arrow is not in place. It might just be time to call this push here and move away. Ash really could have done with getting in underneath that east wall and just getting the floor opened up to move that bandit along. Here comes the Capitao arrow this time. I think the Thermite charge will be successful, so that is a big play there, but they will lose Issa in the process, so that now leaves us 4 versus 3, but it looks like Bogey's down on the bandit when that Thermite charge has gone off, so they will be picked up. Leaves us now in a 4 versus 3, Bogey on low health. 45 seconds to go.
Yeah, I mean, 40 seconds left. They've only just managed to get the wall open. That's Jaeger down by the Capitao. Good shots by her, half health. Now, this leaves the attackers not a lot of time to try and drone out, figure out where the defenders are, and then figure out whether they want to try and go for a plant. They're not going to be able to vote over that, I believe. I think that might be a little bit too... Yeah, that's too high up. They're not going to be able to vote over that. Meaning they're going to have to go all the way around here. Not a good position to be in. 20 seconds left. And Lullaby get a kill onto Tiffy. That is the Maverick down, leaving it 10 seconds left. They're going to have to jump into B, go for a plant. It's not a lot of time. Jennifer getting a kill onto Eva, and Lullaby finishing up with Tina.
Penta left themselves an awful lot to do there. They really struggle getting that east wall open. Obviously, we don't have Thatcher available, which makes it a little bit more tricky, but I'd like to see the Ash get in underneath, open that floor up, maybe bring a Zephyr as well, so you've got two options if you lose your Ash early in the round. You really need to be breaching that floor underneath the bandit and just moving them away from there so that they can't continue bandit tricking. That will then allow you to get that wall open, which is quite essential to that attack. It's very difficult without. Failing that, if you're struggling as they were to get that wall open, it's time to make a big call mid-round, say, this isn't working, let's rotate over to construction, get some control on that side and get the wall open into cash and look for a plant there. It's not quite as safe, it's not quite as secure, but still, it's a better option than what just happened.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really seeing a lot of vertical control being played out here by either team. I think it's mostly been limited to C4s from below. I really hope that we're going to see Divina Victoria bring that out, especially, as you mentioned, bring like a Zofia or like a Buck and play from either above or underneath. We had the Sledge in one of the previous rounds play in playing Kitchen, but that was rather limited. We didn't really see too much use out of those holds made out there. I feel like, especially with vertical control, it's not necessarily key on getting kills. It's more about dispersing the defenders and pushing them into the other attackers and their lines of sight, right?
Absolutely. So round number 8, 4-3 now in favour of Penta Divina Victoria. We're going to be heading down to the Church and Arsenal site. It's one that we've seen takes quite a lot of time to prepare for, quite a lot of time to sort of position yourself for the execution, get the walls, get the hatches open that you need. We've got Maverick on the board this time, which is just going to allow some flexibility in getting in and getting those hatches open and allow Thermite to possibly push down and look at getting Church wall open for that default plant spot. But last time out, we saw it come down to a bloodbath both times in the last 20-30 seconds. It is not unusual on this site, and I'm sure we'll probably see similar again this round. We can see a good top floor roam there from TC. They understand that sometimes teams are missing that top floor out. They were punished for it themselves, essentially. So they are now putting that to their advantage, as we can see Eva now moving in on the drone there. So this suggests that there is going to be some roam clear pressure, which I like to see. Tiffy getting in there quickly and opening that logistics hatch. Out comes the Jackal track. There's a lot of pressure being applied to these roamers right now. Connie looking to move up quickly, aggressively, and follow that up. Now we can see the roamers have been forced back to cash. They're getting pressured from both sides, being pinched here by Maverick. Shots coming from Maverick. There's also one on bedroom door here. I think that Lullaby is aware of that, though, so will be moved on by the Jackal track. Great timing there. We'll have to move through the rotation and away into CCTV. Issa getting the kill onto Borgian with 1:30 to go. This is good progress from Penta.
Yeah, I mean, this is great room clearance so far. Yeah, they did lose the Capita on the window. However, they managed to clear the Legion and the Valkyrie. That's a C4 gone and all of those good mines that haven't been thrown out. 1 minute 20 left on the clock. That's still a lot of time for them to do it. Impact trick coming out there by Pixel. Impact grenades on a Maestro. That is always really good to see. Get rid of that exothermic charge. I believe, yeah, so that's both exothermic charges down. That's motor hatch is opened. Maverick getting the kitchen hatch open now. There's solid position to be in for an attacker.
1 minute left to go, and as you say, very solid position for the attackers here at the moment. Maverick just opening up a peek hole in that kitchen hatch, and it's time to start thinking now about where this diffuser is going to go down. Excellent challenge there from Jennifer onto Connie. That will take the Jackal off the board, and Jennifer just moves deeper back into sight to continue protecting from the plant. We've got time down here on the Thermite, but will be taken out from Minoka. Just felt like she was completely in no man's land there on the Thermite, not applying the charge to the wall, just not really in a position to do anything at that stage. Jennifer and Minoka with one apiece finishing things off. Very solid defense from TC there. I just felt like Penta just didn't have any teeth in that attack.
Yeah, I mean, they had a plan. They knew what they wanted to do. They knew they wanted to open up motor hatch. They wanted to drop down, push motor, as well as push blue. But the problem being is they just kind of dropped and they just kind of sat there. You know, have you ever seen the, surprise Pikachu?
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of Penta Divina Victoria right there. I feel like they had a plan. They just kind of forgot it midway through the execute. TC, fantastic reactions from them. Jennifer with smoke. Or was it a smoke or a mute?
It was a mute.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I think that was what was keeping time from doing anything on that wall. I presume that she could maybe hear the mute jammer and knew that it needed clearing out. But the problem there was that she then ended up just stood still at Church Wall and was able to be peaked from Armory instead. Really, you've got to either dip back into Moto and just wait for a challenge to come from Church, or you've got to move yourself onto main stairs. You can't just stand in no man's land like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, because they initially used one exothermic charge on kitchen hatch and one on motor hatch. Problem being is that the kitchen hatch got impact tricked by the Maestro, which left them with one exothermic charge on motor, which meant they had a relatively one-dimensional push, because first they pushed through motor, that failed, then they pushed through blue, that failed, and then they pushed motor again, and that failed. Which, again, I would say, good positioning by TC. They were prepared for both pushes, and, well done by them. And that was good adaptation and good flexibility in realizing, hey, alright, this is what it appears that they're going to try and do for an execute. Here's how we counter it. Good work by them.
Round number 9 then, and this is where things get a little bit tricky for Titanium Cloud. Going to that tertiary site now, gym and bedroom. It's always a difficult one to defend, but from what we've seen so far, they've done a very, very capable job now that they've got themselves onto the defense. We've got Lullaby on the Ella there, having an absolute storm at the minute so far is Lullaby. Keep seeing that name flashing up, so I'm sure she's going to be looking to get out on the roam and do some damage. Great kill onto the Twitch drone there. We know how valuable they can be to take out those electronics, especially considering that there's no Thatcher on the board. I'd have possibly been thinking about just saving that Twitch drone for a little bit later in the round when you're looking to clear that jacuzzi wall off, rather than risking it in the preparation phase like that. We can see Eva just holding an angle there on the Capito, looking down into cash, aware of that angle that they use themselves to such great benefit. We can see the Maverick here just looking to be able to open up and clear those bandit batteries off, but I'm not sure. Yes, they can get an angle there. That's the very question I was going to ask. But the Maverick holes work in both directions. So important to remember. Bogey with a fantastic kill followed by a bandit trick as well. That's a great example of how to play the bandit. We can see Connie has got herself into a real position on stairs here. Nobody's aware. She flicks left after throwing the nade and getting bogey. She gets a second onto Jennifer. Now that is going to be one of the players of the week from Connie. Moves up fantastically on main stairs. Keeps herself quiet. Nade kill. Headshot. Fantastic plays.
Yeah, I mean, Corey really doing a lot of work here for Divina Victoria. However, Lullaby getting a quick double kill in succession, keeping her team in this round right now. However, unable to push in there. Capitao gets killed by Lullaby as well on a triple kill now, leaving it 2v1. Acer versus Minoka and Lullaby. 50 seconds left. Doesn't have diffuser. Current in logistics. Still has a lot of HP. She could do this.
She certainly could. So she's going to hold the angle for the time being. She's got plenty of time yet, 45 seconds, but the diffuser is out of hand. So this is a smart move at the minute. She needs to try and pick some kills up. She's going to rotate around. If she just looks a little bit further, she would get the view onto the Jaeger. I think she hears some sound that just makes her put some shots through. The problem is that that's just signaled exactly where she is to Minoka. So it's time for Issa to start making a move now. She's confident that bedroom's empty. She will move past and hear a few shots. This is where things get difficult. The castle barricade is preventing her getting to the diffuser. That is exactly how a castle barricade wins a round for you, because she can't move into sight. She can't get the diffuser collected, and Minoka certainly can get the kill onto the... sorry, just lost my voice there. Onto the last Penta player and get the round.
Yeah, I mean, that was great action there by Lullaby on the Eller. I mean, triple kill. What more can you ask from an Ella? Like 11-6 right now, doing a lot of work for our team. The only player currently on her team that has double digits as well. Corey, 15 kills, 2 assists. This is the Corey that we're used to seeing at this stage in the league, right? She gets kills. Yes, a lot of the time she might get fragged out, especially when she's entry fragging, but she gets kills consistently. This is what we want to see from an Ash Jaeger main, and this is what we're seeing right now, and it's brilliant.
It really is like a showdown between Connie and Lullaby at this point as to who can rack up the most kills. They're absolutely fragging out for their teams, and it's making for a very entertaining game. 5-4 now for the first time in favour of Titanium Cloud. We saw 4-2 on the defensive phase in favour of Penta Divina Victoria, so a real comeback on the cards here. And I always love to see that. I love to see a team that's able to adapt, that's able to, you know, sort of mentally reset after a difficult half and come back and really start challenging. We're going to see them go to CCTV and cash again. Defended very well last time. This time we need to see more pressure applied to that east wall. We need to see the bandit moved away. Cannot be allowed to stay in place there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really hard skill to learn, right? Mentally resetting yourself, getting that second wind, and saying, hey, okay, perhaps we haven't really been doing the best right now. However, we're just going to start over, and we're going to change what we're doing on the fly. And yes, start winning rounds. That's really important for a team to be able to learn how to do, right?
Absolutely. It's important for me to learn how to do it in ranked, Fraser. You've seen me after a couple of losses, and I'm terrible with that.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, it's probably worse me playing with you rather than you just playing with yourself in ranked. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot.
Solo queuing it's solo queuing as hell, isn't it?
You know, I don't have that much issue in solo queue. I think people like me. People like my accent. You on the other hand, people, they can't understand you. I'm sorry.
The northern accent obviously just makes them angry. So we are in round number 10 here, 5-4 in favour of Titanium Cloud, and we're going to be heading to the cash and CCTV site. We're a minute in now, and not a not too much progress as of yet. We can see Connie moving in quickly on bottom floor, potentially looking, as I said, to get herself underneath that east wall. We can see Eva moving in there and is able to get that thermite charge off because we don't have a bandit in place, but we do still have a mute jammer there. Without the Thatcher, it's going to be very difficult to clear that off. I don't think the Twitch drone has been successful in clearing that, and this could be a very good shout from TC here, understanding that it's difficult to do that. The Maverick coming in now, trying to clear that mute jammer off, but again, Lullaby making it very difficult. But Lullaby is just absolutely all over the map for a team at the minute. Every angle that they needed to be covering, she is. And it's just making things very difficult for Penta. We've got Connie at the top of those blue stairs, just trying to get into position to get underneath and open that floor up. But he's just very aware of the roamers. Manoka is out there trying to deny that. Eva will get the kill onto Lullaby, and that's, I think, going to allow the thermite charge to be activated any second. But Borgie will get a fantastic kill on the mute there, killing the Maverick. So that will be no more holes opened up, and there will only be the opportunity to clear that mute jammer from angles that already exist now.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's a fantastic trade right there. I mean, you've lost the Maverick, but yeah, to be fair, you got rid of Lullaby, you got rid of the top fragger, you got rid of the Maestro. That's one less kind of piece of plan denial right there. Connie downstairs inside a blue, gonna take up time pushing back upstairs, potentially room clearing. Eve looking for that mute jammer, seeing if you can shoot it. Yeah, and extra thermic charge gotta go down. That's fantastic.
Only 30 seconds left on the clock when that exothermic is detonated, and it's just a little bit too long to say that that angle has been there for a good minute before that. Borgie with another great kill, but will be wiped off the board by Connie. Connie hasn't been dealt with here, and she is Penta's top fragger at the minute. Jennifer will move in with a kill onto Issa. Team moves in with 1 on 2. Jennifer, that now leaves us in a 1 versus 2. 1 versus 1 as Manoka moves in and gets her double to finish the round for TC. Fantastic late round plays from Manoka there.
Yeah, I mean, Corey was a little bit too slow there, jumping over that wall. If she was only a fraction of a second quicker, she would have been able to quickly refrag that Jackal. Could have been a fantastic pinch. However, Manoka, get that clutch situation going. She is kicking up a storm right now. As well as Corey right now, 16 kills. Oof. That is a lot of kills. More than you've seen and ranked for a while.
More than I've seen in a season, that Fraser. So heading into round number 11, we're going to see match point for the first time here for TC. And look at that, how about a bit of a shot across the bow. Out comes the Cavera that was used so effectively against them, but it looks like Borgie's maybe just trolling a little bit, and that's going to get 6 picked out. But we're going to be heading downstairs to Church and Arsenal. So at this point, the best that Penta can hope for is getting themselves back into the match 6-0 and heading into overtime to see if they can take the victory there. But it's going to be a big ask because so far, TC are yet to lose a defensive round.
Yeah, I mean, TC are doing absolutely fantastic so far, especially on defense, as you've said. They've been so consistent, and it's really showing. And I like the fact that Borgie, instead of bringing out the Cavera, yeah, she 6-picked it. Into a Vigil. Vigil, fantastic operator. Going to spend a lot of time, hopefully, upstairs, wasting as much time as she can. You know, Vigil, fantastic operator. I can't see any reason not to bring a Vigil.
I think Vigil's much more useful than Cavera. I think Cavera is easier to deal with because she's easier to locate. I think Vigil's just got that element of being able to keep himself completely off the radar and hidden, and it just makes him a lot more sort of difficult to play against, a lot more slippery. So we'll see what Borgie can do on the Vigil as the round progresses, but we head into the action phase now. 6-4 in favour of TC, and I'm sure they're going to want to take this at the first bite of the cherry. They are not going to want to have to come back and back and back to try and win this match. They've done fantastically well. They've already come from behind now. They were 4-2 down at the half, and they've just won consistently since then, and now find themselves 6-4 ahead. We've got Lullaby up on the top floor. She's had an absolutely belting game so far. We've seen her have great impact on the roam as well for this site, Church and Arsenal. So they're going to have to manage that. Penta have to recognise that, and they have to shut that down.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully here, Divina Victoria, they're going to recognise, hey, there are a lot of defenders upstairs. We need to clear that up before we can start pushing downstairs. I really hope that they don't neglect their own clear. We do have Issa on the main staircase. However, it doesn't look like she's as confident pushing that right now. She's trying to get as much strong work, and it looks like she's even going to try and drone herself in potentially, or just baiting that out there. Yeah, baited it out a little bit, and then spot out the Vigil ERC thingamajiggy. Connie pushing up through red stairs as well. I like this. Potentially going to get peeked out by the Valkyrie. Ooh.
Oh, how about that for losing a fight? Connie just seeing an absolute fraction of Lullaby as she's moving in there. Something just says that's not right, and she steps back out and manages to get the kill. Jennifer opening things up, however, to TC, so that will be the Zofia off the board, so that's some important utility. But we have seen time playing the Thermite previously, so it's not as bad as it could have been. Ava still on the board and able to open those walls up. Bogey, however, has not been dealt with yet, we can see. And there we go with a kill onto Ava, and that is the Thermite off the board. Connie with a second, trading that straight back out, but just a fraction too late, and now on half health as well. So that leaves us in a 3 versus 3 with no real hard breach option. They've still got the Maverick who can deal with hatches, but opening up a walkable hole in that church wall to get in through and plant will be a big ask. So it becomes a little bit easier now for the defenders to lock this site down and close the match out. 30 seconds to go, and we're 3 versus 3.
Yeah, I mean, 30 seconds left. I'd be really worried if I was Divina Victoria right now. Running out of time, running out of players even right now. Making a rather frantic blue push right now with Connie and the Maverick. I don't like the look of this.
As you say, things just all getting a little bit frantic here for Penta, and they start paying the price as they move in, and Jennifer gets the first kill, but that will be traded out. Tiffy, Pixel gets one of her own onto Issa, and we're now 1 versus 2. Maverick has it all to do, and not enough time to do any of it, and that will be the round and the match going to Titanium Cloud. Great result for them.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely fantastic. Coming out on top, especially when they were kind of quite far behind. And then they just stormed ahead, and they're able to maintain that momentum for so long. Fantastic work by them. Bogey getting the MVP there. Three double-digit kills. Double-digit, frags for TC. That's what you want to see.
You've got a feel for Connie on that one, coming in 18 and 9 and coming away with the L. That is unfortunate for her. But you can't take anything away from Titanium Cloud there. They've shown great mental fortitude to come back from that 4-2 half, really fight their way back into it, and then just win 5 clear rounds to get themselves the victory. Excellent plays from them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those games where even if you have those 18 kills, at the end of the day, it's all for nothing if you don't get the win. And again, we keep bragging on about it. Respect your planters. If you can get the plant down, that makes winning around so much easier in the grand scheme of things.
Also, I'd just like to jump in here and say, apparently it doesn't matter if it's a mathematically eliminated match here. That was a match to see. Both teams put on quite the show for us and showed us that, as you were touching on earlier, Ace, it's still a competitive league. It doesn't matter what you're playing for. You're playing for that game in that moment specifically. And both teams showed up. I guess just unfortunately for Penta Divina, they kind of maybe stopped showing up a little bit halfway through there. Or I guess Titanium Cloud really showed up halfway through. I mean, they took the last 6 rounds in a row. The first one being on offense, followed by 5 defensive rounds there. What a performance. And I mean, we looked at Bogey 10 kills, Jennifer 11 kills, Lullaby 11 kills. Just that team, they just showed up there.
They really did. They were absolutely there to play, as I suggested before. And anybody who gets into competitive play is a competitive person, and that's the forefront of the mind. It doesn't matter whether you're playing for a playoff spot, a top spot, a bottom spot. It doesn't matter. They just want to win that game. They want to win every round. They want to win every gunfight, and that's what it boils down to. And as I said, coming into it, if you get 2 evenly matched teams, you're going to have a good match, and that's exactly what we've seen there. They both went at each other. We saw big kills on both sides. We saw an ace. We saw some absolutely fantastic play. That one was a pleasure to watch.
I think that also just speaks to the skill of the entire league when you have the 8th and 9th ranked teams coming in here, but they both looked so good. At times, it makes you think, well, look how good they looked. What was it taking for the other teams to be that much better? So really impressive outing. Once again, that was Penta Divina taking it, or sorry, Titanium Cloud Esports taking it 7-2. Was it 7-2?
7-4.
Oh, it was 7-4. Sorry, I had my numbers wrong here. 7-4 here. Just a great game, but stick around. We're going to flip to a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll have B Titans going up against Sphinx. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes.